we're going to crush some meds. We are going to use a pill crusher, which in this case, it's actually a pepper grinder. It could be a salt grinder, which is super ingenious in my mind because it works a lot better actually. And it comes apart and you can obviously wash it. So the beds will come out into this part and then we'll put them in this part to crush and then put the top back on. We will crush it, and then when you are done with this, you can wash it out with soap and water with anything else that you use. And in this case, we're gonna wash your syringe and stuff because it's for a feeding tube. So we have some water here. And then we have some water, and then we have an empty cup. There are some hard cups that were brought with the meds that you can use those also if you don't want to use these cups, but we usually have plenty of them. They just have to be rewashed when they are used with all the other stuff. So we have 2 meds in here. It's okay to crush multiple pet meds together. That's actually in the order even that we have for this person. So we're going to take the top off of this. All pill crushers are not like this, but however the mechanism is pretty much the same. Other people usually get them mixed in food. This is for a feeding tube, so it's going to be mixed with water so we can flush it in the syringe. So we're going to put it back together. And then I'm going to grind it. We're going to take it apart. I'm going to tap the bottom and the top so we get all the contents out, because some of it sticks inside. I know you can't probably see, but there's some that's stuck inside. We did rinse this out yesterday to check how much gets stuck inside. If you want to rinse it out and dump that and use that as a water, that's fine too. So I'll show you that. You see, when I put the water in the top, it runs out the bottom. You still need to wash it, but because residue will be in there. But if you want to try to get more out of the top, which you can tell it wasn't super a lot more, but I think more. The thing about crushing meds, you always know. So you got to mix water with these anyway. So this will work because you can use that water. To the side, we're going to wash that. We're going to take a syringe that we're going to use. This is one that we've used before. It's just washed and clean, and you're going to use it to stir. If there's something in there that needs to sit and kind of dissipate into the water and absorb, you'll see little particles in there. Most of them will just get drawn up through the syringe, just like so. And then you have an empty container. All our meds are in here. I know it's hard to remember. If you hold it like this, it doesn't come out. It might drip though, especially as the stopper starts to get a little bit older. We're going to change out these syringes every 24 hours in the morning here. So that's the change time on those. They can be used twice or any other time throughout the day. And then 8 a.m. every morning, we're going to get a new set out and throw the old ones away. And then they do come with a cap out of the package. I don't have the cap here. We probably tossed it at some point. It's probably best to put the cap back on so that way if it does drip, it doesn't get all over. You can leave the meds in here until you go over to the feeding tube and use it to flush. You'll just need an extra syringe to use to flush the water before and the water after to clear the tube. In this case, there's an order to flush at least 10 to 15 mils before and at least 10 to 15 mils after to clear the tubing that is connected to this particular feed tube, MIC tube. So that's what the tube's called. That's a MIC tube. It's a MIC setup. And then to make sure that flushes through, you can use a little bit more. Don't over flush, but it's because it'll make her sick, like drinking too much water or your person sick. But the most important thing is that the medication isn't stuck in the tube still or stuck inside like the little connector area. So make sure you flush it decently. If you go over 15 mils, it's better to do that. I mean, this particular person drinks water too, and it's just like drinking water, so it's not harmful. So unless they're on a fluid restriction, of course, but that way clearing the tube and clearing the part of the connector the tube connects to free of debris and medication or any kind of food or substance is better than it getting clogged, so that it would need cleared or replaced. And then this would go, and we're gonna act like this is inside the tube, inside the stomach. We primed it already with water, at least 10 to 15 mils, and then we primed this tube already prior in another video. So it's pre-primed, pre-hooked up, and then after you flush the water for the rinse, clamp, pop this open. We're gonna put the syringe here, unclamp it. If you don't forget to unclamp it, it will squirt you or it won't flush. And you'll be pushing on it, and most people, I guarantee, will squirt themselves in the face at some point because it's not flushed. And then as you can see, it goes, it goes right through. It's very easy to flush, so you'll notice it shouldn't be hard to flush at all. So if you get a little some resistance, it's most likely clamped still, or it's not unlocked on the way close to the stomach. So, and then after you flush the meds, you would draw up some water, at least 15 to 20 mils. This is, I know you can't probably see the syringe, but this is 15 mils, as you can tell. And then this is 10, which isn't very much. It probably will clear this, but that's why I'm saying if you use some more to make sure that gets cleared through, that's the most important part. So no fret on correctly making sure this little thing's exactly 10 to 15 mils. So then make sure that's that. You're going to clamp this while this is still on, so it holds the liquid in there and doesn't leak when you take it off. And then you just pop this back out when you're done instead of leaving it in so that it doesn't get pulled on and yanked on. So that is how we crush and flush meds into the feeding tube or a MIC tube.